You're on the podcast. You're on.
On?
Yeah.
Let's go.
You got to talk really close into it.
Okay.
You.
Bet.
Wait, does he not have his own thing?
No, you guys share a stream.
Oh, dude, stream buddies.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm concerned about the phrasing of stream buddies.
Stream buddies, dude.
Are you? Wait, talk really quick. I think you're really quiet.
Me?
Yeah.
What's up?
Never mind. I just got to give it a little gumption. Heck yeah.
Stream buddies, like when you're on a road trip, you got to pull over. There's only one urinal left.
So you go at the same time?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, just sharing it.
Or when you share a mic stream, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah,
right now.
exactly. Well, would you like to introduce yourself to the pod? I don't think you've ever been on.
I don't think I have. No.
Have you ever listened to it?
No.
Lie to me.
Yes.
I can't blame him.
I can't either. It's a good episode, though, or good podcast, though.
I will try to start watching it.
Well, you would listen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what I mean.
All right, go ahead and introduce yourself,
Well,
Pizza Boy.
I'm the pizza boy at Elevate. I'm Wyatt. I work behind the cafe, you know.
This isn't an Elevate podcast.
I know.
Oh, okay. We've been told we're not allowed to associate
Really?
by AJ.
Which is why I made the stream buddy joke.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a little bit PG.
A little bit.
Maybe morphing into PG-13. If Jerad's on, sometimes M.
That's true. That's true.
Sometimes
Or
Porter.
using like
Porter's been on it.
Oh, Porter's on like every episode.
Oh, nice.
using like 1960s standards, Jerad keeps it only at a PG-13.
Oh,
No way.
We now don't have enough microphones. This is amazing.
We
Yes.
We were just gonna. We got Wyatt, dude.
We got Wyatt because you weren't here, so you have to go now. See you guys.
No, hey, leave the cookies. We were just talking about.
Yeah,
you.
dude.
What's up? It's your boy Jerad. Welcome to NPR. Not a real podcast.
There's 1,000 boys with their hearts in their mouths, so I hadn't had the heart to spit it out. That I'm smitten with my worries and my doubts. No love-lone prince would ever dare to sing about.
Hi, buddy. I've been in your house for so long and I haven't seen you. I know. It's so sad.
I was gonna say we had Wyatt, and he's finally. You've been on as a group, right? Like
No.
a camp?
No.
He hasn't been
Oh,
on
really?
at all.
Oh wow.
No, not a single time.
Well, what
That's
I
why
was
I was
gonna say
surprised
wasn't
you
gonna
called
make any
me.
sense. It's more of the
We called when I texted you. Yeah. I also texted Andrew, AJ, Sloan, and Porter, right. And no one could make it. So Parker and I recorded a pod epi a few moments ago, right. Which we killed. Absolutely, it was so good.
Can I just sit next to him and just share it?
Yeah, you guys will have to just hand it back and forth. Share a tiny little wooden chair.
And then I didn't really want to stop recording, and I was like, "Well, we should have a guest."
Yeah,
And my dude Wyatt.
and so
is
Wyatt
close
pulled up
usually.
within 10 minutes of us calling him,
Yeah.
which was wild.
True fan.
To be honest, we could film a few more epis.
He's never
we
even.
we have a
listened,
few more
and he's
episodes.
still a
The
true
more
fan.
people we have, you will have to share it back and forth because it's not going to do well at picking you up.
Like this. So if we're like this. Yeah, if we're like this.
You can see where you're going to want it like out
okay.
here.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So like I can mix it higher, but when you talk, you're going to want to just
Yeah. We'll just reach back and forth.
yeah. Neither of you talking to the microphone right now.
Well, yeah. Can I?
Yeah, when we talk, we'll do it. But
Can I share a story?
yeah, wait. Why did you finish introducing yourself?
Wait. Yeah.
No, we need to do intros.
We need to do intros. Yeah,
And Wyatt hasn't done a. We'll get to
yeah,
that.
yeah. We'll do all that. We have a lot of stuff that we have to get to. My name's Mason. We do have a lot of people, so we should introduce, because the last episode was easy because it was just us two. I'm Mason.
He looks like he's the most comfortable person on the planet.
Dude,
right
I'm
now.
this chair is so comfy.
Yeah, it's
I
the
come to
chair.
Parker's house, I'm like, yeah, let's record a podcast. And then I don't upload it at all. I just tell Parker that I do because I know he doesn't listen. It's just to sit in this chair.
That chair is like a throne.
It is.
I've napped
great.
many a naps in that chair.
Heck yeah.
Where's the girl?
What'd you say?
That's the only Kylo Ren line I can remember.
This is a bad line. Parker, who are you?
I'm Parker,
Parker, who are you? I don't know.
the founder, president, CEO of the podcast.
Are you joking with me?
Editor,
That's who I am, bud.
equipment provider.
Well, it's like, I'm pretty sure you guys are having a fever dream. I invited you on my podcast.
Why it's like, no, I'm the showrunner. He is a business major.
Dude, here's the thing. I know nothing about you. I know so little about you. I know your name. I know a few of your family members. Vaguely.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's
I
okay.
know your sister Yeah, your Costello, right? Mcgarry-Costello. Okay, your sister saw.
I love how
Your sister serves my girlfriend coffee down at GVSU.
Yeah. Paige.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
the record show Mason went to whisper that as if he was privately saying it to Wyatt
Yeah.
into the mic.
Yeah.
You got to make sure the podcast comes first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So, give us a little spiel about yourself real quick.
Well, my name's Wyatt. I go to college. I'm a business major. I have a big family. Might.
Sorry, just good crack. Go on.
Yeah. I've known Mason and Parker for the amount of years that they've been leaders. Parker
That's
a little
true.
More, as he, I don't know if I knew you in high school, but
Well, when did you start at?
yeah, I knew Jerad pretty long
When did you start going to Elevate?
since 6th grade.
Okay, so we probably knew each other at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I've been a student, or I had been a student until I graduated since 2013.
Yeah,
So you probably weren't even born yet.
2013. I was born in 2003.
Oh,
10 years
oh,
later.
I'm not that old yet. Okay.
Yeah, we were just talking to Porter. Parker kind of disassociated and thought he was a boomer himself.
Oh my gosh.
I will say Parker does have boomer
He
tendencies.
does give boomer vibes, yeah. Let the record show Parker gave up.
Yeah. No response.
No response. Amazing. And our last guest on the podcast, if you want to hand that mic over.
What up? It's your boy. You can call me Jerad, aka the old ladies man. Not a ladies man. An old ladies man.
Do we have a continuation of that last story about the old lady?
Do we have a continuation?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
How far have I told the story about the
She
picture
wanted to
taking?
take a picture of you, ended up taking it,
Yes.
came back in and told you, look how cute you are.
Yes.
That's where we were.
Okay.
She
so
come back?
It was me.
I have many more old lady stories, but they continue that one. So this is recently. This was like 2 weeks ago,
We haven't
3 weeks
recorded
ago.
since November.
I know. This is we're now in March.
March. It's March 24th.
Wow. Yo.
Crazy. Wyatt
So-
went, confusedly look around the room and then went, oh, let the record show.
So she's coming to the store, and she walks in, sees me. I immediately try to duck behind the deli counter. Like I did the whole she saw me, went to duck, and then she saw me, and so I was
Easiest
caught
task
mid-duck.
he's ever tried to perform.
100%.
Failed his stealth check.
100% failed that stealth check. And so she comes in and sees me. I'm stuck half bent because she saw me, and I was like a deer in the headlights. I'll be real with you.
Yeah.
and she does like one of the finger waves, like that. You know, like the little finger wave.
Yeah.
And then winks.
Hate that. Oh.
And I was like, do I file a suit at this point? At this point, this is just like sexual
This is
harassment.
Yeah.
Do I go talk to Nancy, aka HR? Like, I don't know. Realize I can't pull suit on a customer unless she touched me, which she has. That's a different story.
That's true.
So
I think that was recorded.
I
not
think it
the
might have
touch.
been. So,
Can I have one of those cookies?
oh yeah. Oh, you like? I want a couple bites. Actually, there's one over there. Hand that to me.
What kind of cookie is this?
These are Reese's peanut butter cup cookies.
Oh my gosh.
So she comes in, orders coffee from my older brother Andrew, and Andrew doesn't know who it is. It's one of Andrew's first days here, and or first day of the job, so he's getting trained.
Yeah.
She walks up, orders a half pound of baked beans. Okay, orders another half pound.
What?
It really was me.
It makes sense.
We
It would
need a
make
fourth
sense
mic now.
if it was like Parker as like dressed up as an old lady because it vibed like that.
Parker does just eat handfuls of beans at a time. I
Also have
feel
another. I have another story about baked beans.
What?
Remember at Jared's party?
Oh, at my bachelor party.
I tried to eat a gallon. Oh, Wyatt, a gallon of baked beans.
like an absolute gallon of baked beans.
Why you're getting introduced to the lore real quick?
Really
Yeah.
quick. So she comes in. I'm gonna put my drink down for a second. She comes in, orders a half pound of baked beans, a half pound of Oriental noodle, and a half pound of cherry chicken salad. And I was like, this is just a lot of different flavors. I pray you don't eat this at the same
What in the
time.
world? Yeah.
And she goes, "Are you married?" And I said, holding my ring up, happily.
Such a base response.
And she goes, "Oh, well, I have room for two in my bungalow in Hawaii." And I was like,
Whoa.
I am more uncomfortable than I felt in a long time.
Here's the thing, though. You take that and then just make sure she's not coming along.
Right.
You and Amanda have a free trip to Hawaii right
No,
there.
I don't think it
baby.
was. I don't think it was a free trip. I think there was gonna be some of the things involved with that free trip
Oh
that
my
I didn't want
gosh.
to be a part of. Okay. So I tell her I'm happily married, and she goes, "Well, she's like, do you have kids? That's more binding." And I held up my phone with my picture of my son, and I said, "Yes."
Yeah, your 1-year-old son.
And she goes, "That's a shame." Winks and walks away.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's my story about getting sexually harassed by an old lady.
That's wild.
It's really wild.
And you got to listen back in the podcast, Wyatt. You got to listen back
that's
to
part
the rest
three,
of the
that's
story.
part 3, by the way.
That's part 3 right there.
Whoa.
That's part
Yeah.
3. Other baked bean stories, since we're talking about baked beans. This is this past summer, and we have different sizes of poundage of things you can buy. You can buy all 90 pounds of a salad if you want.
Yeah.
Because there's 90 pounds of salad sitting in that bowl. They're dense. That's my nephew. So this guy comes in. It's the middle of a lunch rush. All right, it's a full on
microphone.
I'm sorry. I also just crashed. I told him that I wasn't going to be here, and then I pulled an Andrew. Just showed
You
up.
did pull an Andrew.
But this is my house.
This is fair.
So this guy comes up and he orders. He goes, "Hey man, what's going on?" And I was like, "Well, that's my line, but how can I help you?"
Dude, imagine this is such a strong presence in a store. You walk and say, "How can I help you?"
To the store. Yeah.
To the store.
One time,
manager.
I've gotten so used to working at a cash register
Yeah.
that I was at Target talking to the cash register lady. We finished the order and I asked, "Would you like a receipt?"
Oh my God.
What a power move. No. Would you like a receipt?
You want this receipt that you just handed me? I'll
So-
give it to you.
So he walks up, asks me how I'm doing. I in return ask him how he's doing.
Yeah.
And then I said, "How can I help you?" And he goes, "Can I get 2 pounds of baked beans?" And I was like, "All right, yeah."
What time
And
of
so-
day is this?
This
Lunch?
is afternoon. This is the afternoon, like
Okay.
late noon, like 1-ish. Oh, my shift's almost over. It's like
Yeah.
almost 2:00. So I just kind of ask, "Hey, it's like, are you going like a barbecue later, or what's going on, man? Like, do you have any plans for the evening?" It's Friday. I'm being nice, just trying to make small talk while I'm scooping full 2 pounds of baked beans into a container.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of scoops.
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, it's just for lunch."
What?
I'm not. I kid you not. I kid you not. He looks like he straight face goes, "No, this is just for lunch." And I was like, "Oh," and he goes, "Yeah, I just really like beans." And I was like,
You were talking to Parker.
100%. I was like, "Is this Parker?" Realizing that like, there's no way that I can say this outside of a podcast and nobody believed me because like it 100% happened. And
You're like, I just need WAWTAT to ask for me to be back on so that I can tell this story and someone can believe me.
I've been waiting for the past like 6 epis that I've been on. And
Oh,
like,
man.
yeah, ask for 2 pounds of straight up baked beans
That's
for
wild.
lunch. I mean, it's not as wild as Parker almost eating a gallon of baked beans in one sitting. That was impressive.
That was impressive. You were like keeled over by the end, right?
I looked like a bean.
I've never seen somebody look like a human gastro problem, like intestine
farting
problem.
and
Like,
burping
he
at the
was
same
just
time.
sitting there, and I was afraid. Like, have you seen A Million Ways to Die in the West? It's a terrible movie. If you are under the age of 13, please, dear. Actually, under the age of 18, please, dear
Yeah,
God,
don't
don't
watch
watch
it.
that. But there's a scene where he explains that like, hey, if you see those guys over there, they're in a bar. He's like, see those guys over there? They work in a silver mine and they breathe in such noxious gas that their palates are so burnt out that they can only eat spicy ribs. And he goes, their literal farts kill them. And this guy stands up, farts, and dies. So, yeah, I don't know what that was basically Parker. I was afraid that any moment he was just going to leave us.
Okay, I don't think we've ever told this story before. Because it was just like in the building, right? Like we didn't bring that.
No, that was
there.
That was there. That was so. It was at the Broad or the Broad cabin? No, the Elmer's cabin.
Yeah.
And if you probably have never been, I don't know if anybody's listening has been in there, but on their top pan in their kitchen,
We've all been in there.
we've all been there.
Every single person that listens to this, which is just the people that were at your bachelor party,
That's 100% true.
have been there.
So sorry, I didn't mean to burp in your new mic. I apologize. By the way, I want to say this feels so epic. By the way, that you guys have mics
It feels
now.
very official.
This feels so official.
We need one more.
Like, I feel like I have a brand deal that I got to pitch at the end of this. And I'm trying to steadily come up with a fake brand deal in my head right now. But they have close to 40, like, 1-gallon things of baked beans across the top of their cabinets.
Yeah.
Like, they're, like, prepped just for baked beans.
They're
Like,
prepped for a zombie apocalypse and just to kill the zombies with their farts.
just for baked beans. And this Bush's baked beans, too. So that's them boys thick.
The boy's very thick.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So we found one and Parker was like, I'm gonna do it.
Well, Nickerson dared me.
Dude, we need
She was like,
Nickerson
I'll-
on the podcast.
She was like, I'll give you $100 if you eat that entire remaining pan of baked beans. And it was a massive pan of baked beans because they just made way too much for
Yeah.
dinner. She was like, if you eat all
Oh yeah, it
those,
was just
I'll give
on the
you $100
stove.
by morning. And
Yeah.
so I tried it. I stayed up until like 5 a.m.
I was with you. I was
Eating bowl
inventing
by
a card
bowl.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bowl by bowl eating beans. Well,
Nice.
someone here has never told a poop story on the podcast.
That's what I was about to say. So Wyatt, to introduce you to the WAWTAT podcast, every time we have a new guest, they must be initiated because on our first episode of the podcast, it's called Poop Stories and Ghost Deer.
Of course.
And we did basically nothing but tell poop stories. So to initiate everyone onto our podcast,
the first episode just hard cuts into yeah, and then the diarrhea dripped down my leg.
dude, that's the only episode of the podcast I've ever edited, and I've never been more proud of it. So good. It's very good, but it's very quiet. Like this is literally the first time we've ever had these microphones.
Funny story about listening to the podcast. So, while I'm a meat slicer, aka meat man.
Yeah.
And so I listen to podcasts, mainly D&D podcasts or Magic the Gathering podcasts, just nerdy stuff, or WAWTAT. And I listen to reruns of WAWTAT because it gives me a giggle while I
Does
slice.
it?
And so, but I was re-listening to the first episode, and I had one of this. Her name's Callie. She works with us, and she's like, "Hey, what are you listening to?" And I was like, "Oh, a podcast," because I'm like, "Oh, I sound really pretentious," you know. And she was like, "Oh, what is it?" And I was like, "Oh, it's called WAWTAT." And she's like, what's WAWTAT? And I said,
Yes.
let me explain to you.
Yes.
The year was 1939. No, I'm kidding.
That joke has happened a lot.
And so I explained to her, I was like, it stands for what are we talking about today? It's a few of my best friends. They get together, my brother, and they don't even play anything beforehand. They just start talking. And it's some of the funniest content. Well, I didn't realize she went away and looked it up. And she listened to the first episode. And she goes,
Here's her first mistake.
she goes, that was really gross. And I was like, you're not an artist. And I walked away.
We know what we're doing here. I love that.
Weird flex, but okay.
Whenever I recommend the podcast to someone, I steer them away from the first episode.
I
I'm
always go,
you
should listen to the newest episode first, get a love for it, and then listen to the first one.
Go back. It's like Star Wars.
Yeah.
George Lucas film. It starts with like the later episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
Alright.
to initiate people, we have them tell a poop story. Some examples.
So I can hold you at gunpoint to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. You just won't be allowed to talk for the rest of the episode if you don't do it.
Just bring on a new guest and have him not talk.
That's why Jared's here, just in case. So we can give you
or just like
whatever you got.
Whatever your favorite poop story.
We've told so many different kinds. Both Andrew, Jared, and I believe, Andrew, Mo, and I believe Jared have all pooped in someone's face.
Or like directly towards your face or
Yeah.
on somebody.
Yeah, so basically trying to fart near someone's face.
I have like a. Do you want me to break the ice for you? I have a new
Yeah,
one.
let me.
You have a
let me hear
new
it.
one?
It wasn't me pooping. It involves my son.
Sure. A lot of baby poop stories. I
And
assume.
then, okay, so a few weeks ago, like a month ago, Teddy got that weird flu that was going around. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Was it COVID? It
COVID?
was just, no.
You guys remember that thing?
It was freaking weird. No, but so it was he got this like he got that like 2-day long flu. Parker got it, and like it just
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. If
So-
he skinned me alive, I still wouldn't wish it on him. It was terrible.
right exactly like it just was like it's just 24 hours of or like 18 hours of the slows like of just sheer diarrhea and vomiting every few minutes. So my son got it, and then you gotta get this is a good piece. Yeah, you gotta crush that. I just let it be known that I hand Wyatt a piece with a rather large chunk of piece of peanut butter on it. So,
A sizable morsel.
fit for a king. So he's got it. I come home from work. Amanda stayed home that day with him, I came home from work to get him because he was puking at the in-laws, and so Amanda comes home and she goes, "I don't feel good," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I got Teddy, who's just steadily relieving himself upon me, and throwing up on me, and then my wife goes upstairs and begins to puke every 20 minutes for 6 hours straight.
Ooh.
She's just vomiting, and I'm downstairs like trying to shield my son's ears because he's also listening to his mom dry heave upstairs, which no son should have to hear that at that age, you know. So I have like Lord of the Rings playing in the background, just to cover up the sounds. I was like, you can listen to orcs being slaughtered, but not your wife, not your mother throwing up. So, we're sitting there, and he poops himself, and it's just liquid, and it feels it like I kid you not. He was wearing footy pajamas. That whole within those 24-hour stretch, we lost 8 pairs of footy pajamas. They were unusable. But when I tell you. He looks at me and starts crying because it hurts. And so I pick him up and he just poops. But it was, have you ever seen a water balloon be filled?
Yeah.
It was like watching the bottom of his footy pajama begin to fill. Like he filled the entire leg of his footy pajama. And I was like, you make beautiful things. So I take him upstairs and I like get it off of him and like begin to like wipe him down and get a bath ready. And he's laying on the diaper table and round 2 just shoots out of his rectum and it hits the wall. And we're like 3 feet from the wall, by the way. So it's just sheer force just out of his butt. And so I had, in that space of 24 hours, I never got sick, never once threw up. never once had diarrhea, but I have never been covered in more throw up and diarrhea in my whole life.
Wow.
And that's on being a dad.
So yeah, Wyatt, something like that.
Just for reference, right there. That's what you're gonna want.
Okay.
Dude, that's hey, it's the dad life. Fair.
All right. I guess mine would be a couple days ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe-
That's
it
a
was-
hot start.
It was like last week.
What are you saying?
That was Parker's Tom Hardy impression.
I thought it was the Muppet Chef.
10 out of 10.
That's a phenomenal impression and joke. That was phenomenal. All right, give us a poop story, Wyatt.
Oh man.
I want to hear about some poop, Wyatt.
So a few days ago, last week, my parents were gone, and I was watching my dogs and
Oh,
my younger
no.
sister. So I think it was either Saturday morning or Sunday morning. The dogs wake me up like at 6:30, 7 o'clock, just like because they want to go outside. I ignore them.
Oh no.
I like sleep till 9, 10 o'clock. And then I get up, let them out. And as soon as I turn around, I get this smell,
Oh no.
a fresh smell of poop. And it was downstairs in the basement. And like, I let them out. And I looked at it. And I ignored it. I walked away and went back in
this
bed.
is a confession?
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had a confession on the podcast.
I don't know.
That's a straight up poop confession. Hey yo.
Hey yo, poop confession.
That the fact that you saw the issue and you're like, nah, and then went back to bed and let that thing fester. One, my hat's off to you, sir, but also, what?
Who ended up cleaning it up? Like your parents?
I did.
Oh.
I just cleaned up later.
You were like, this is a morning issue. I'm going to bed.
It was in the morning.
This was the morning.
Yeah.
This is an afternoon issue.
Wyatt 20 minutes from now issue.
Yeah.
Wyatt, later Wyatt issue.
So
That's funny.
I think it was 8 o'clock. I like got up, let them out, and then I looked at it. I'm like, not yet. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I
don't
wanna
have
do
the
it yet.
willpower. God hasn't given
Yeah.
me his strongest battles yet.
Exactly.
This is not yet. Like, this is an issue, but not yet.
We got to let that soft boy become a little bit hard before we pick that up.
Yeah. So then about like, I let them in and out at least twice before I like actually get out of bed and get dressed, and then I take care of it. I'm like, yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
Wow.
But
Hey,
yeah.
good for you on being responsible and not just leaving it for someone else.
Yeah. No, my parents probably would have like been like, "Why didn't you take care of
And
it?"
you're like, oh, I didn't see it. It was downstairs.
Yeah.
And they're like, it smells so bad in here. How did you not see that? That's amazing.
So that's Wyatt's approach to cleaning up dog poop.
Just let it sit.
Inside.
In back in 2017,
Back in
prepubescent Parker.
Really quick. I think you said prepubescent Parker. In 2017, I think I was. Was it 2017? I think I was dating my wife, which is.
I was a junior in high school.
Oh no! So I wasn't dating my wife, but that's terrifying to me that you were prepubescent. Like that makes me feel.
Well,
You were no. I would say
I
you
thought it was
were.
a joke.
You were pubescent, is how I would say.
you were mid. You were mid. In 2017, you were mid.
Still am.
Never changing. Dap me up, baby.
Mid, by the way.
As an empath, I could relate to Wyatt's story because we had this small little dog, and I wanted to name it Sheev, but my mom.
They named it Tanner instead.
No, we named it Chancellor after
a dope name for a dog.
Chancellor Palpatine because I wanted to name it Sheev, like Sheev Palpatine, but my mom didn't like that. So anyway, tiny little dog. This was back in the political plates era, the golden age.
That's some lore right there.
That's some deep lore. And
Parker pre-prime.
Jared said that's Parker pre-prime.
That's Parker entering prime Parker.
Yeah,
is
that's
prime.
Parker leaving mid.
Even though he's still
Even though he's still there. He almost
He hit prime Parker when he got the name Glug.
Yeah.
And then like from
freshman year.
those,
And then that
freshman year.
Yeah,
you
dude.
Glug?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
he earned that nickname early.
I literally thought that like that was like your junior or senior year.
Freshman
No.
Parker did not give a crap.
I
was
let it
freshman
be
year.
known that Parker is one of the wisest and most mature guys I know. He makes better decisions with his life than I do, and I'm like 28 with a kid
don't
and a
know.
wife.
I don't
No, you do. You are
I think you do.
Parker. You work out.
I
I am out of breath.
That's
I ran
better
out of
than
breath
both Jared and
walking
I.
up the stairs quietly.
I run out of breath walking upstairs too.
I think that's an American thing. I feel like that's what we do.
That's our culture. They say white people don't have culture. I run out of breath going upstairs. Please.
Ever put salt and pepper on chicken? Welcome to white people.
Anyway, we had this dog, and I'm recording an episode of Political Plates, and I walked to go let it out, and there's poop on the ground.
Oh.
And I was recording, so I was like, oh, shoot, are you kidding me? Like, in the middle of the episode, and then stopped what I was doing to clean it up. So I just love how Wyatt and Mai's approach to cleaning up dog poop inside the house is so different.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't be bothered. Meanwhile,
you
I
were
was
doing
like,
something and still cleaned it up. He wasn't really doing anything and still let it fester for
although
20
to
minutes.
be fair,
He probably went back to bed,
Wyatt's,
respectfully.
Wyatt's dogs are like bigger than I am, and so I can't even imagine the size of those.
I don't know about your dogs.
yeah, they're Newfoundlands, so they're
Oh my
pretty
gosh, yeah.
They're hefty.
I've seen them before, and they're cute AF, though. They're really
They
cute
are.
dogs.
So
Fair
those
enough.
dogs' poops probably took up like they flooded the basement for Wyatt. So I get it. Mine, all I had to do was take a Clorox wipe and scoop it with one hand, so it wasn't
Yes.
much. Of
What is it like?
Yeah, that's. Newfoundlands are big dogs. I can't speak for how big their poops are, but they're big dogs.
So like, if I really wanted to, I probably would have been better off if I got the scooper to go scoop it up. Like they're big poops.
Yeah. Dang. Did it like fall apart after some time?
No, it like just was solid. It
Dang.
wasn't like liquidy. Yeah.
Those poops probably weighed as much as Wyatt is freshman year.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
I have an idea to pitch.
Okay.
I want to pitch an idea
Yeah.
to Parker and everybody who's listening.
I wish I could turn the audio off on my ears because it would look like we're just singing karaoke right now.
That is very true.
Yeah, with you guys passing it back. All right, welcome to Shark Tank. Wait, that's copyrighted. Welcome to
They're doing
Fishbowl.
They're doing a duet, but they only have
Fishbowl.
one mic.
That is true. We are doing what is it? I can't remember the High School Musical song. Never mind, it's a terrible joke. So the idea that I wanted to the idea I wanted to pitch to Parker. So I feel like Political Plates is deep in the lore, right? A lot of people know about Political Plates. They don't know how to find the channel.
That's true.
Some people
I
do.
know.
I've seen them all, and in my opinion, they're art. It's art.
I've never seen one.
They're harder to watch than it is to listen to the podcast.
So it's going to be a really small crowd.
Respectfully.
What I would like to
I
do-
love the idea of insulting someone and then that person going, respectfully, though, right? Respectfully?
No, but they're like a really cool person. It's like God bless them, but like they got a big forehead. But like they're awesome.
Don't talk
Like,
about AJ
they're
that
really
way.
Cool. Hey.
Oh, we're going to have him on next week, so it's okay. He can defend himself
That is
then.
100% fair. That is fair. I will say I would love for you, and I would also love to be a part of it if you would film another episode of Political Plates.
Ooh, season 2?
And what if we call it We Grill? We call it this episode Political Plates, the Political Steak Edition.
The political steak
Yeah.
edition?
I'm just saying.
Interesting.
It
Trying
could
to get a
be-
read off of Parker.
No, that's one thing I love about Parker. He's one of the most unreadable people I know.
Political plates. The Gulag Grill.
There it is.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
The naming
just-
convention of these episodes are
They're
interesting.
really pleasing to AJ because he loves
alliteration.
whatever it's alliteration.
Yeah.
The naming convention is supposed to be
Like
kind of
Fortnite's naming
alliteration.
convention.
100%.
Huh?
You know what I'm
Fortnite's-
talking about?
No.
Every well, not really anymore, but
Oh yeah, like Moisty Meyer.
Moisty Meyer, Loot Lake,
Chug
everything was
Jug.
alliteration.
Yeah.
Chug Jug is not alliteration.
I'm so uncomfortable.
That's CG.
So I don't know why I hated that. Alliteration doesn't have to be, and then kept talking. Alliteration doesn't have to be the first letter necessarily. It can be a sound. So like Chug Jug Glug is alliteration
Oh, because
Pretty sure.
the words rhyme,
because
or,
it's like ugh.
or they were like
I'm pretty sure
they're
that's just
in
rhyming.
like the
Alliteration.
vicinity of being the same word.
No, but you could do like 3-syllable words, and even if the middle syllable is the same, I'm pretty sure it's still alliteration.
You're about to get hit by Google.
Google it. Hey Google.
What's the definition of alliteration?
You
The-
just hit up Cortana.
The occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words.
Oh, okay. It does say beginning.
Ooh, that's okay. Yeah, I guess
Hmm.
cha.
Chuja?
That might be close to alliteration at least.
I guess. Okay.
I love WAWTAT because who
I'm-
knew that we were going to get into the breaking down of the literacy of the word Chug Jug in this episode.
I want to be known that I have no idea anything about the English language or how commas work, like the right use of commas.
Neither do
Yeah.
English majors.
That's true.
Here's the reality.
Hey, this podcast, actually, we've been building up 24 episodes. Just to let you know, this podcast is to call out English majors. You're all nothing.
Like, what's the difference between effect and effect, bro?
Yeah, like there, and there. Just use the same word. Who cares?
Let's get over it. Don't. Yeah, come on.
Come on, English majors.
The
Just
only
write
reason-
books for fun.
The only reason I passed English in college was there's this girl that had the class before me, and I convinced her to give me the homework that she had finished, and she would get A's on her homework. And she gave me her homework before class every week, and I would just copy word for word her homework, and I passed English with a B.
Oh my god.
She got an A. The reason I got a B was because I don't know how to spell.
Wow, this
my
is-
gosh.
This is podcast confession day.
This is podcast confession day.
All right, why?
No.
Oh,
I've never seen an episode of Stranger Things.
I hadn't either before December, and then I watched all of it.
I think Chick-fil-A is overrated.
Wow. This is crazy.
I have Chick-fil-A sauce in the fridge if you want to get.
I haven't been to the new
Waterboarded.
Chick-fil-A yet.
I too do know/have Chick-fil-A sauce in my fridge. Someone gave it to me, and I didn't know how to say no. They were like, "You have this Chick-fil-A sauce," and it was like my boss's daughter, and I was like,
You're like,
Yes.
thank you.
"Yes, and I don't know.
Yes, and
Like,
this how you do stand up,
this is
correct?
like stand-up, right?
I haven't been to the new Chick-fil-A,
Neither have I.
and I think I've had
Really?
one time I've ever eaten Chick-fil-A. Let the record show.
So Parker just handed me a book that said "The Art of Saying No: How to Stand Your Ground, Reclaim Your Time and Energy, Refuse to be Taken for Granted Without Feeling Guilty."
Wow. That Parker, that's a good insult.
That was a great insult. I'm going to give you this book back because, again, I don't know how to read.
I think it's time we end this bad boy. He looked at me with such disdain.
Let it be known that I brought a ram's horn to drink out of.
This is true. Parker,
Well, hold on. Just one more question.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your time on the podcast?
Yeah, did you enjoy your time on the podcast?
For sure. I didn't even realize this was that late.
It's really easy for time to pass on the podcast.
Yeah.
Generally, John Michael keeps track of our time for us.
Yeah. But he's
So Parker and I have now recorded 2-hour-long episodes,
wow.
and most of our episodes are like 30 to 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Let it be known.
Let the record show that Jared's drink just went everywhere. It foamed up real quickly. He was. Parker's staring at him. Jared's cleaning his own carpets right now.
Okay.
That's a good reasoning.
Well,
He wants it to be
Jared,
nice.
Jared's reasoning is that he doesn't want it to smell bad in here, which is
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Rorschach's Journal. March 24th, 1975. Lysander Spooner is the president. He's been resurrected by Richard Nixon after the attack of the zombies. When they overtook the Pentagon, that's when America fell. And the streets are filled with blood. And the survivors will look at me over the filth and will beg me for mercy. And I will whisper, "These."
Hey everyone, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed, there will be more soon. I won't make you wait this long again. And if you want more of Jared and I, we actually have a new podcast with Nathan Porter named Table Talk, where we talk about a bunch of nerdy stuff, video games, tabletop RPGs, Magic Gathering, and a bunch of other stuff. Currently, only one episode out. New one is going to come very soon. You can check it out on YouTube and Spotify. Once again, it's up to Table Talk. Also, I cut about 30 minutes of this episode where it was just Wyatt, Jerad, and I talking about anime and our recommendations. It's good content, but much more Table Talk than WAWTAT, so I'm going to put that on the Table Talk Patreon, which you can actually learn more about if you listen to Table Talk. With all that being said, the music's about to end, and I'm going to be lost to the void until the next episode comes out. So remember, if you recommend this podcast to someone, make sure they listen to the newest episodes first. Okay, bye. I love you.